hi and welcome to another position of the week. This week I have Grandmaster Sam Shankland as my guest. So the position this week is from an older game that a Mexican friend played. And he showed the position to me, and I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what was played in the game. I did check if it was in the database, but it's not there. But the idea was we will do this position of the week, but without checking any sources. So I thought that was interesting, and we'll see. I will say what I have seen, and then Sam will tell me why everything is wrong afterwards, and then we'll check with the engine and see what it is. I think everyone should pause and think for a moment themselves. And sorry, my nose is scratchy. And let's get going. So one of the things I considered was to create counterplay with Queen E7. This is a variation I didn't really manage to see to the end. So my problem with this variation was I was very worried about this move. But then I started thinking later that something like this here, I didn't feel I had any control over what was happening at all. So that we'll have to check. I simply got lost. The most obvious move, I tried to look for all kind of candidate moves. You know, what I do in this kind of position, I try moving all the pieces in my mind and see if I can make any sense of anything. And this was sort of the mainline move, and only Queen B3 was really scaring me. And here, I thought for a long time that Knight B5 didn't work. And the idea of Knight B5 is simply to take, and okay, can take immediately, or you can go here. It makes no difference, and it's perpetual check. So this is what I think the solution is. But I was worried about Rook G8, and I didn't find here. I didn't find how to play until quite late, where I saw that I could give the check on B8, so that if Queen G8 is played, there's Rook D8. And now here, I think things are going in entirely the wrong direction for black. So probably this is the main line. So Sam, I'm going to give you the mouse, and you can tell me why all this is nonsense.
No, this looks right. I was not wildly happy with what I found. I didn't consider F6 that seriously. So I think this is probably pretty good. I had seen this line to here, but trying to remember why I didn't like it. But I think your idea with Queen E6 was good. That's probably just what I missed. So my guess is this is right. I actually did want to play Queen E7, and I calculated a funny line. I don't think Knight A1 is great. I think then F6 is counterplay.
It seems like, okay, but this was after I was finished.
So here, this was the move that concerned me.
Uh-huh.
And so my first thought was, how bad is this? But when I got to thinking, I think the answer is actually it's very bad. Because here there is takes, and here, and this one, and here, and now this one, and now we will lose a pawn. And
I have to say I stopped after King D3 and thought it was sort of okay, but it doesn't look okay here.
Well, you can. I think probably the best move after Bishop H3 is to play F6, but I'm not at all confident this will save.
Feels even G6 and King F7 is available.
Yeah, it's still not easy. Then takes King F7, Knight D5, and Knight C7, and I wasn't totally sure. What I thought was interesting as well was after Queen G8, my thought was I could potentially play something like Queen C7 when.
And Knight D4?
Yeah, this was the problem. Sorry, it was Queen D6 was the move I was thinking. Mm-hmm. And here at first I thought this was just good, and then I found this move. Which I thought which became
that's
an
very
issue.
nice. I had another move for black there, Queen E8.
Yeah. And now with F6.
So F6 maybe. It doesn't feel like counterplay, what?
Well, you will play E2.
Knight B4 maybe? Or something. Maybe just E2, yeah.
E2. I think you have to play E2, there's no other move.
And then there's Queen E3 check. It's important.
Yeah. So that's... I suspect that you were right and I was wrong. Somehow this didn't quite work out for white here, but I missed your idea that after Queen takes B5 we can just make a draw with perpetual.
Okay, so let's turn to the engine and see what it says to us.
Yeah. We'll probably let's watch us both be wrong, but I think you got
We're
it.
probably both wrong. That's my prediction.
I think you got it.
So it appears.
So my variation maybe holds, but it doesn't look fun.
So let's say we have. Let's try to look through Queen E7 first here.
Yeah.
Now this is just general recommendation. Don't look at the line the computer is giving as being something really important. So this here was correct.
This is good, yeah.
There's nothing there. Yeah, I had that feeling, but only after I'd finished
this
the
one,
set.
yeah, I wasn't sure if this was going to hold or not. I thought it was a very reasonable try, but it's probably what I would have gone with once.
And here, okay, essentially you have to try to hold this ending a pawn down. It looks very dangerous to me.
I thought so too. I mean, it's not surprising to me that the computer says it's probably a draw, but I thought in practice this is going to be a difficult
I want a
save.
second opinion. I think usually for these things where the actual crunch is so far away, I find Leela is giving me a better insight.
Well, Leela doesn't want to give you any insight now.
Leela is very slow on this machine. That is to say.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, I was going to play Queen E7, and probably once I have the position with Queen G8 on the board, I would then play with play this way. So this is, I don't know. I think this will hold, but it's definitely not best. It's
but F6 was correct.
Yeah, if this is going to hold, it's going to be a lot of moves out of defense.
And Queen B3, and then Knight B5,
is nice, yeah.
and Rook C8 I didn't consider at all. And Rook G8. Oh, here we take on C6. I didn't see this move.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Rook G8 feels very weird.
And here we just take here and mate. Okay, yeah. No, I was just trying to find problems because this felt so straightforward.
Yeah.
And I have to say I would put this down to experience. I didn't believe White had winning chances here. Very quickly eliminated the thought of it. So Rook G8 is just nonsense, and Queen C6 is the main line.
Right.
But Rook C8, I didn't see this move at all.
No.
Now Queen E7.
That's very hard.
And here we have take and Rook D8, I guess.
That's very hard.
Well, I think the hard thing is to see Rook C8. The Queen E7 move is not so difficult because we had it in the other lines.
No, I think neither of us solved this all the way through, but I think we got far enough that once we have the position on the board, we will save it.
I was here, but I didn't see Rook C8.
Right.
I'm going to claim a victory in this one.
Yeah, okay, I'll concede you win this one.
So anyway, thank you to Roberto for showing us this position, and I think this is an interesting way of doing this, and you're here for a little bit. Maybe someone will point us to a position, we'll do it in this way again.
Yeah, sure.
So thank you for watching out there, both of you, and see you again next week.